synchronicities. Please welcome Molly this morning.
Hello. Can everybody hear me okay? Hello, everyone. Hi, Christina. It's really, I have to say that it is such an honor every time my husband and I make it back to Minnesota. This is one of my highlights, is coming to this just amazing location, which is an energy recharging station. And I'm going to talk more about that as I flow out the message that's in my heart waiting to be flowed out to all of you today. And I must say, of all the times that I've had an opportunity to speak here, and I think this might be my 6th time, there's so much information that is coming forward that I really was like, oh my gosh, there's so much, how am I going to fit this all in? So I'm also probably not going to be able to speak it in words the whole time, so I'm going to be flowing it vibrationally to you, the messages also that you wanted to hear on this day, so that you can get all the messages that all of your hearts collectively have asked me to speak of. The thing that I always find that is so interesting is leading up to this, I know that I'm going to be speaking here. I know the date, I know the topic. I asked Gary, what's the theme? And the theme always is, of course, synchronistically perfect and divine with exactly what's going on in the world and exactly what I'm experiencing in the world, because we are all connected. I am in you, you are in me. We are collaborating on this journey together. We are all these divine beings walking on this earth at this time. So when he tells me the theme, which is managing energy, I'm like, oh, jeepers, is that not perfect for what we're going to be talking about? So I'm going to be weaving in all of this information in messages and the way that I'm speaking, and every once in a while I might go like this, and that's to continue to raise the vibration in the room, because as we raise our vibration up, we become more in alignment with our divine essence, which is a very high vibrational we're beacons of light. We are these walking lighthouses that are walking on this earth at this time. And when we start connecting in and matching the vibration in our essence here with our divine essence, that spark of the divine, that part of us that's in the ethers, the universe, we are part of the universe, and when we become more in alignment with that vibration, we create magic and miracles, and we create synchronicities for other people and ourselves, and we have this divine unlocking, and all these magical things happen. So there's it's so wonderful and so magical, and that's why I do that kind of vibrational pitch thing. And I also, just by me sending out love to all of you, I want you to all just feel how magical and amazing that you are, because when you do, then these messages can get into your heart, and then you go out into the world, and all of a sudden you will find that you are creating magical experiences and synchronicities out in the world, and people are like, you said something exactly that I needed to hear today. And you don't know why you said it or what the reason was behind it. All it did was come flying out of your mouth, and that was the couple words that somebody needed to hear, and that created this magic, this synchronicity. So all these things have to do with managing energy. We are energetic beings. We are in this spacesuit that gets older as the years go by, but inside the spacesuit is this amazing, magical, powerful being, this spark of the divine. And you can see when you turn up somebody's light within their self, within their being, that the light behind their eyes gets brighter. And this is one of the biggest gifts that I receive, is when I get in front of people and I can see that their lights are getting brighter, and their auras, which is the energy around your body, when that starts getting brighter, when I can see that getting brighter, that's worth more to me than gold. You don't have to give me anything of material goods. all you got to do is shine your light brighter. And I'm like, that's all I need. Because that means that you're helping this earth become a brighter place as well. Every time each one of us takes the responsibility to be a custodian of our energy, we help make the world a brighter place. And it is just that important, of those simple things that we can do. So a little bit more about myself. I do call myself a teacher of light, and not to put a label on myself, because I believe that we are all being asked to take these labels off. Not to create these segments of society, and this person's this way or that person's that way, or this person makes that much amount of money so they're more important than this person. Those are all illusions. Those are all man-made illusions. So when we peel back all of these illusions, we find our divine essence, and we find that every person, each and every person in this room, there is no one more important or less important than another. We are all equally divine. And when you allow your ego to step aside so you can gain clarity on an experience and move about the planet from your heart, you will find that everyone is so amazing and brilliant and bright. So I just use the phrase teacher of light to help people connect with me so that they know this is what you're going to experience if you connect with me. You're going to experience a soul, me, and the main thing that I do is talk about positivity and inspiration and light and love and wisdom and peace and joy. And these are all on the love vibration. I talk about things in the simplest of form because I want anyone that comes in contact with me, whether you're 5, 15, or 50, or 100, it doesn't matter. You can all come to any class, workshop, anything, and you're all going to understand it at the same level, because when we ask the ego to honorably step aside, we take out complexity. And when we think that things have to be complex in order to be important, that's when we start muddying the waters and we create impurities. But when you peel back all those layers of illusion, you find that in the simplest of things is absolute pure truth, and it's the truth of the ages. It's the things that all the greats that have ever walked upon this earth, you can look back at any of those teachings and you'll be like, wow, they said the exact same thing all those thousands of years ago, but they just said it in their own special way. So when you take the ego and ask it to step aside and walk beside you instead of leading you, you find that you become more and more connected in with the love vibration. And on the love vibration, you're going to experience magical synchronicities. You're going to experience expansion of your heart, expansion of your consciousness. You're going to be able to connect in with other souls that are also choosing and wanting to have that experience with the love vibration and all things magical. If you choose to connect in with the fear vibration, that's the vibration where you have anxiety, depression, worry, doubt, feelings of lack, inferiority. Those are things that the ego connects in with, and you can make the moment-by-moment choice to plug into in every moment, or you can choose to unplug from anything that doesn't feel good and say, I'm going to choose to plug into all things that feel good. So anytime you make that moment-by-moment choice, you're really making the choice of which vibration you want to connect into. And that's where I talk about being a custodian of your energy, so that you use this mindfulness, and as you're walking about, you find, wow, how am I feeling right now? How do I feel in this space? Do I feel good? Do I feel welcomed here? Do I feel secure and safe? Or do I have things running through my mind that are undermining my divinity? Do I have doubt about how I am so brilliant? Do I have doubt about my brilliance? So when you allow yourself that gift of staying in the present moment, you will know when you're clicking into the love vibration and experiencing all things divine, or you're choosing the opposite, shadowy experience, darkness or fear. And it really is absolutely that simple. It's our egos that make us think that things have to be more complex. Like I got to go to a 20-week course to figure out how to be able to be happy. You can be happy in this exact moment because every one of you, no matter what's going on in your lives, you are perfect in this moment right here. You are perfect. You are breathing. That is a huge gift. Every breath is a gift. So you can even break it down to that simplest of term and go, I'm breathing right now. That's a gift. A lot of people have trouble breathing, so that's a gift. I walked in here today. And if you didn't walk in here today, you found your way here. So that's a gift too. So everything is a gift. So everything is a moment-by-moment choice of how you're going to plug in or out, okay? One of the ways and one of the reasons that I talk about all the things I talk about is only because I've experienced all of them in my own life. So when you feel almost like your life is a rubber band and you're stretched to the limit, that is when you are either going to choose to opt out of this experience here, or you're going to start moving and yearning to get back into who it is you actually came here to be. When you connect so much in with fear and every day becomes this darkness where you don't even want to lift up the blinds or the shades, and then you make that choice, I'm going to start letting a little bit of light in. When you choose to crack open the blinds just a little bit, that is the time where you're starting to awaken. You're coming back into your heart. And it is a gift. Because when you go so far away from what it is you came here to be, this is part of the sacred journey, you see. We all must experience what we don't want in order to experience what we truly want. So give yourselves all a break if you're going through this experience right now where you've had all sorts of illuminations of everything that you don't want in your life and what feels uncomfortable. Because now you can start and say, I'm going back to who it is I came here to be. I came to be a being of light whose feet, when I walk upon this earth, I want to return to the essence of love while I'm here. I want to light as many people up that come across my path. And you can do that too. All you have to do is make the moment-by-moment choice in every moment. And one of the things that I did the most, that helped out the most, was I turned off the news. I turned off and unplugged from all things that really undermined my vibration and undermined my energy, and I gave my power away, so I wasn't a custodian of my energy. I wasn't responsible for it. I was letting all the souls in the news tuck me into bed with fear every night. I was letting people steal my joy. I thought that people on the television and all the news stories that they're reporting, I thought back then, 8 to 10 years ago, I thought they were just keeping me safe. But what they were doing was paralyzing me with fear. All the things that were going out in the world, I was like, I am not going to any of those places in the world where there's war. Where in Croatia or Bosnia or Serbia back in the 90s, I watched the news so much, it was like, wow, this looks like, absolutely, when they talk about hell on earth, that's what it looks like over there. But I wasn't there. I was just letting someone tell me this was what it was like. And we all know kind of how sometimes the news perpetuates a story to make it more sensationalized when a rainstorm comes in and then they get on their rubber boots and they go stand in a puddle. And every place else outside of the frame of the camera lens is dry, but they're standing in a puddle with a big raincoat on saying, oh my gosh, I'm standing in 3 feet of water here. But that's only because it was a low-lying area in the parking lot. So allow yourself to really go, hello, Ella. Hi, Ella. So allow yourself to really connect in with your heart. And anything that you connect in with your heart is going to say, I want the truth here. I want to feel good. I want to feel love. I want to have the perspective of humanity and on the earth of what I want to see, not what I don't want. I want to see through my eyes visions of collaboration, unity, love. The things that I'm seeing on television are not the things that I want to see here. So I chose to unplug from the fear vibration. Okay? So when I chose to do that, I all of a sudden started connecting in more with peace and my own inner wisdom. And then I came across a quote by Eleanor Roosevelt that said, "Do one thing that scares you every day." And that scared me indeed. I was like, what? This quote even scares me. But what that was all about was, on the other side of fear, you can use fear as a gift, as an illuminator to propel you to get going and get out of a box that you've created that has been totally comfortable and safe, and this is the same thing I'm going to do for the next 10 years. You can use fear as a propellant. If you use it to allow yourself to go, hold on a second, I've got to start doing more things for myself and loving myself because I am an expansive being. So every day I can expand myself, my heart, my consciousness in some way. Every day I can go out in the world and I can bless someone in some way. So once I really started to go on the other side of this huge glass illusion that I created, that on the other side of the world, I totally don't want to go there. People are just doing all sorts of stuff and everyone is in turmoil. And I was like, I took a little hammer and shattered my own illusion. I'm like, you know what? These countries that I never wanted to visit, these borders that I never wanted to cross, I'm totally willing to go there now. And so my husband and I, we left on a tour around 15 different countries and 80 different cities in the world. And this was, if you asked me 5 years ago, I would have said, I don't think so. If you would ask me a couple years ago, I would have said, I don't think so, but maybe it feels more right. And then all of a sudden when this came up, it felt absolutely divine. It felt right. So that's when you follow your heart. When something feels really sunshiny and bright, that is the time to get moving. So use fear only as a propellant to go, there's something here that I don't want to see. My ego is going, don't go there, that's all, And when you shatter that illusion or end that illusion, on the other side is this huge blessing and expansion that you can experience. So when this opportunity came up, my husband and I started talking about, where would we want to go in the world? What are the places that we want to see? And when we started talking about that, I started creating an inner dialogue with my soul and my heart. And it really started to feel right. And then this whole blessing came in of something that I was resisting, and it was this. Many of us have soul contracts with the earth. And many of us have soul contracts with many other souls on this earth. We all have soul contracts with every individual on this planet to live on the vibration of truth. That is a basic contract that we have allowed our egos to take us off track of. So when you get back and you say, I'm going to be truthful to myself, I'm going to live on the vibration of truth, I want to see the truth, I want to release the illusions that have held me back, that is how you really, really can expand. So getting back to these contracts with the earth, we all have contracts with different things. We've come here to accomplish so many amazing, brilliant things that you in your logical mind can't even imagine. But when you allow yourself to step into your divinity and love yourself, this is when all of a sudden all these things feel right. All the things that felt so wrong start feeling oh so right. And so there's many of us that have contracts where we have agreed to go to these different places on the earth to heal where other areas have had lots of war, pain, fear, and all of that. And many of us have raised our hand and said, I'll do it. I'll go there. I'm strong enough. I can absolutely do that. So this all started feeling oh so right. So my husband and I last March, I came here and spoke right before we left. And many of you, I had asked during the service, would you please come up and drop an angel penny on the stage? And this will be one of these angel symbols, an energy symbol of light, as when I go to all these different places in the world, I'm going to leave these little tokens, these little pennies that are my symbol of creating a new world energy grid. I'm creating grid, I'm weaving my energy all back and forth across the earth wherever I go. I'm letting light come from my heart out of my feet, so wherever I walk, I'm leaving light trails in my footsteps. I'm doing many things throughout the day. When I'm walking around, everything is like multidimensional. So when I went on this trip with my husband, I was leaving a symbol, and I was also leaving my light behind. We went to many, many different places, and I'd like to tell you a few stories of those encounters. One of the places we went were in the Greek islands, and there was an island where there were people, there's lots of different forts and all this stuff from all these years of fighting and everything. And we went to this one location, and there was this prison that was embedded in the rocks with these prison cell iron bars, and it immediately felt heavy there, only for a moment. When I connected in with the fear vibration that had been vibrating there, that energy that had been vibrating there, I used that immediately as an illumination. There's no fear here. I got my token of light here, and I just was pitching pennies into all of those cells, and I was like, boom, the light's here to stay. Boom, the light's here to stay. We'd go down different streets. We went to Budapest, Hungary. And in Budapest, we were on a double-decker bus tour, and I had on those headphones because they talk about all the different things that, that have gone on in that country, and they were saying that in Budapest, 30% of the city is all that remained after the war because it was in this landlocked place. So after I heard that, then they started talking about the wars and the numbers of people and all this stuff, and I just took my earplugs out, and I put them in my lap, and my husband said to me, I think you've heard enough of that, haven't you? I said, that's an old story. That's just not a story I'm connecting in with. I'm here to spread the light, so I'm not going to muddy the waters. So I just took them out. I unplugged. So the moment that fear thing came in, where, wow, this city had this much, I just was like, ooh, illumination, fear illumination, unplug. I'm plugging in to love. And then I just left an angel petty in the seat on the double-decker bus. Boom, light. And then I'm walking down streets. You just, whenever you feel an area that's heavy, create an energy ball in your hand. Fire up your heart. We have hand chakras right here. Send the light out your hands. Create an energy ball and roll it. Become a really good bowler. Roll it down the streets, you guys. Make it fun. Somebody cuts you off in traffic. Oh, fear illumination. That's not on the love vibration. Love is love. So fear is someone's cutting you off, ooh, I'm better than you, or there's some ego thing, like I gotta get to this place before you, or my car is more powerful than you. It doesn't matter. Create an energy ball and lob it into the top of their car. There's only love in there, brother, and then drive away. You can have really a lot of fun with this, so that you're not in any way feeling that you are shutting off your light or not being a custodian of your energy. If you're a custodian of your energy, the funnest thing, is that a word? Funnest. Funner is not a word. Funnest is, right? What? It's more fun. It's a lot more fun. Yeah. It's a lot more fun to walk out in the world and leave light than to leave a wake of destruction that you're going to be asked to clean up later. And if you believe in past lives and all that kind of stuff, we are cleaning up a lot of things that we have been a part of in another lifetime. I am sure we've all are infinite beings. When you leave this earth, you turn back into an energy source. So we've come back to learn lots of stuff. And if you don't allow your ego to attach stuff to an experience and you just go, I'm just here to clean it up. It doesn't matter if I did it or if someone else did it. I raised my hand, and when I looked on the roster and it said, can you go to these places and clean this up, or can you light up these people? I just said, absolutely, I'm doing it. You don't have to put a lot of attention to, I didn't do that, so I shouldn't have to clean it up. Just do it. It's way more fun, and you stay in this way higher vibrational space. So some of the ways that I move this out in the world is my husband and I, on the beginning of this journey, we've been living out of a suitcase now for 5 months. So if you've seen this outfit before, I apologize, because we've been living out of suitcases for, yeah. So we were in Miami, and this was one of the ports where we were on a ship for 35 days. This was one of the things I could feel in my heart, that we were to help heal the waters before we went over to Europe. We took a ship to Europe across the Atlantic Ocean. And when we were on that ship, I would walk around the ship each day, and I would just send love out to the ocean, love out to myself first, and then love out to the ocean. You can do so many healing things wherever you are. So one of the ports before we went across to the Atlantic to Europe was we were in Miami, and we were walking along, and all you have to do every day is just say, "Universe, please flow me in front of individuals that I can light up in some way. I am a servant of light. Just flow me in front of someone," and you will be amazed at how people show up in your life that you can help in some way. So there was a man that was sitting on a street corner, and he was in a wheelchair, and he had 2 flags. And I went up to him, and I said, and he had like a sticker on the back, and I can't remember what it was, but it drew me to him. So I said, "Hi, how are you doing? My name is Molly." I'm talking to him on a street corner in Miami. You know, people are passing by and everything like that. And I said, "Hi, my name's Molly. Did you serve our country? I just wanted to say thank you for your service." And he said he was in the Vietnam conflict. So we had a few little words. All we did was I sent him love to my heart, and he said before I walked away, "I just wanted to thank you for seeing me today." That's all he said. So you don't have to give anyone anything other than love from your heart. And he sent me off on a wave of light, and I sent him off on a wave of light, and this is what love does. You create a sacred cycle. You give love out, it comes right back to you. You give it out, it comes back to you. So there's all sorts of these amazing ways that you can create these sacred cycles of love. One of the tools I'd like to give to you today to take with you in your heart is tell yourself you love yourself at least 10 times a day. Maybe 5 times before you get out of bed in the morning, 2 times while you're driving, a couple times at work, and then a couple times at night. Start with loving yourself first, because then you don't project your pain out into the world. And this is why the pain cycle keeps perpetuating, because we are in pain, so we say something to someone else that creates pain in them that they need to heal through, and you need to heal through as well. But what if, no matter what gets faced, what you have come forward with you, you just face it with love? Then there's nothing left to clean up, because you bathe the whole experience in love. One of the ways that another way that I do this is after we went all the way full circle on this trip in Europe and came all the way back, we landed in Siesta Key, Florida, which is another energy recharging station. Siesta Key has a vortex down there right off the beach, and it's really powerful and amazing. So if you ever look up Siesta Key vortex, it's pretty wild. So we stayed down there for a month. And every morning I would okay, how can I shine my light here? Oh, I know. I'll just go out to the beach, and I'll pick up trash while I'm walking, because I'll take 2 bags of trash. I'm walking, so I'm getting exercise. I'm telling myself I love myself while I'm walking, so I'm doing that too. And I'm going to honor the earth and the land that I live on and help make this place a more beautiful place. And without even saying a word to anybody, I'm going to model out in the world that I just see something that needs my light, and I'm going to do it. I don't have to have anybody confirm to me that I'm doing the right thing, or have anybody see what I'm doing. I don't have to tell anybody what I'm doing. I'm just going to do it, and we'll see how that shows up in the world. So every morning I would go out there and pick up trash on the beach, and every time I picked up trash, I would tell myself, "I love you, Molly. Put the trash in the bag. I love you, Molly. Put trash in the bag." And some days I picked up 2 bags of trash, and I'd empty them, and then I'd go back and pick up more. I did as much as I could in an hour. But every day when I finished that walk, I felt so light and bright and amazing. And the reason why is because not only was I loving myself, but I was also sending love to each and every individual who left trash on the beach. And the reason I did that was because I wanted them to feel my light, not to feel any judgment about, wow, they're so unconscious, they left this trash on the beach, don't they see the bigger picture? I want them to feel the light instead, so that they will awaken. And when they awaken to the bigger purpose here, they become some of the world's most powerful light workers. Some of the people that are creating the most pain in the world will become some of the most powerful light workers once they awaken to the bigger purpose. So love always lights the way. And then as I was emptying out one bag of trash that day, a woman came walking up to me and I said, oh, hey, how you doing? You're doing this too. That's awesome. Thanks for picking up the trash. We started a conversation and she started talking trash about the people leaving trash. So she was really passionate about picking up trash on the beach. But what she didn't see was, when we're custodians of our energy, is she was matching the vibration of the people that were leaving the trash. She was talking trash about the people leaving trash. So she was on the same vibration, the fear vibration, not the love vibration. And so when that happens, you will become one of the most frustrated individuals on this planet, because you think you're doing all this work, but nobody is seeing it or no one's acknowledging it, and it doesn't seem like it's making a difference. But what if you just send love to the individuals that are leaving all the trash on the beach? Then you're loving yourself, and you're helping them see the higher, bigger purpose, and you're smiling while you do it, and then you have other people walk by and go, hey, thanks for picking up the trash. So when I started doing that down there, on the 6th day, I started seeing more people with bags, because they were coming in on vacation, and perhaps they saw me doing that, and then that propelled them to do a little bit more. So love always lights the way if you can meet them on the higher vibration. And what I mean by that too is, if someone's talking trash about, and you want to meet them on this vibration, this is how that looks. So when she was talking trash, she was complaining. And whenever anyone is complaining, you can help their soul step forward by meeting them on the higher vibration of light, by letting them see from your eyes, I'm not judging you, I'm loving you. And I want to help you overcome something that you're stuck in, because we've all been stuck in. I've been stuck in a lot of stuff. And once I get on the other side of that, I'm like, oh, thank you for this clarity. I'm going to help and bring that out in the world and show other people how to do that, So when she was complaining about the people leaving trash, I said to her, what solutions have you come up with to overcome the obstacles that you speak of? So instead of me saying to her, why are you complaining about people picking up trash? You're creating the same thing. I instead flowed her, every word that I speak of was love, without any judgment in it. So you can help a soul step forward by just saying, what obstacles, what solutions have you come up with for the obstacles that you speak of? Because then you're helping them face the fact that they are complaining, which is an absolute energy drainer. If you want to give your energy away quicker than anything, complain. That, if you could see it on a screen, your energy, your auric field, and when you're complaining about something that you have no intention of helping fix the solution, come up with a solution, your energy is just going out of you like a sieve. So stay in your power and plug into the light and find solutions, ways to overcome this, and you will feel really good when you come out of any experience. If you ever leave an experience and you feel icky, dull, doesn't feel great, it's because you forgot to inject honor and love into that experience. You still had some work to do there. So all you have to do is start having conversations with your soul and go, what is it that I forgot? What do I need to remember here? And you'll get flowed the information about, well, you could face it with love, come up with this solution, come back around with this, and then you can clean it up. An experience like that, I'll say what that looks like, is we were in New York City, and I felt compelled to go down by the One World Trade Center, where the trade centers were. They have this huge, amazing memorial. But I was flowed in front of the church that has stood in that spot for I don't know how many, maybe a couple hundred years. And there was a sign in the front of the door that said, occasionally on Tuesdays and Wednesdays, this church is closed for renovation. The door was propped open, and the sign was right there, and there were people walking around inside. So I'm like, okay, so occasionally doesn't mean it's closed. They didn't have a sign that said closed, it just says occasionally. So I walked into the church because when we go to all these different locations, I love to see and feel the energy of all these different sacred energy portal places. So I walked inside and a woman met me and she said, out, 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 you gotta get out. It was a security guard lady, and she goes, out, don't you see the sign? And I said, yes, I did see the sign, and it said occasionally on Tuesdays and Wednesdays, and she said, we're working in here, you have to get out. So I walked outside and I took about 10 steps, and I felt my energy. I'm a custodian of my energy, and I did not feel sunshiny and bright, so I knew there was something that needed to get cleaned up. So I took 10 steps back, and I went inside the door. I said, hey, can you come out here for a moment? Can I just talk to you for just a minute? And I did this kind of like this, like that. And so she came out, and I said, hey, I'm all about love. And at first she was like, oh my word. So I'm like, I'm all about love. And I said, I just went out there, and this whole little conversation that we had didn't feel good. And I explained that the sign doesn't say closed, it said occasionally. So I wanted to let her hear from my heart why I walked through there. It wasn't out of anything to dishonor the sign or anything. So, and when we finished talking, I said, you know, churches are one of my favorite things to walk into because I love to feel the energy here. And I said, you're a custodian of this location. And many people are coming here because maybe their hearts are hurting and they want to just feel the energy of this location. So I would love for you to just see that the bigger picture here is to just, you know, tell people from your heart what your intention is so that they all leave feeling really good. And she said, you know, I'm so sorry. I didn't even see that. I'm so sorry. And then I'm like, are we back to love? And she goes, all right, we're back to love, like that. And I'm like, can I give you a hug? And so we hugged, and then off I go on a wave of light, and off she went on a wave of light. So do you see how, if you're a custodian of your energy, feel it out. There's something here that needs to be cleaned up. I need to clean this up. And if anyone thinks when we say, that was all about her, that had nothing to do with me, that is your ego stepping forward and saying, plug into fear, absolutely, she thinks she's going to overpower you. Unplug and plug into love and go, this has everything to do with me because this is my journey. So if something happened to me, I am just going to end the experience with love because this is my journey. I am creating this journey. These are made of my moment-by-moment choices. So I want to talk to you about a couple other things, and then we're going to do a little pixie dust infusion, and I'll tell you all about it. There's energy centers around the world to help you recharge. When we were moving about the planet, going to all these different places, there were many places that were heavy, and then there were many places that were so high vibrationally light that when you go into them, you just feel so secure and safe, and it's like, oh my gosh, thank you for recharging my energy. This is one of those places. This location right here is an energy recharging station. If you can give yourself the gift of coming back to this location as much as possible, you will be amazed when you leave how charged up you are energetically. Okay? Another energy recharging station is Siesta Key, Florida, by the Vortex. Another one is in Sedona, Arizona. There are 5 vortexes in Sedona. When you go there, you plug into the high vibration of love and light. These are the locations around the world that will help you remember who it is you came here to be. There's another energy recharging station in Stonehenge in England, Cliffs of Moher in Ireland, and one of my favorites was Fairy Tale Island in Slovenia. We went to Slovenia, and the word Slovenia has the word love embedded in the name. I mean, come on, that's awesome. Can I get an awesome hello? So we went to this Fairy Tale Island, and the thing that is so cool is when you go to these places, there are guardians that make sure that your energy, many times, whether you see them or whether they're actually these guardians in physical form, where you see them before you get to this location. So when you're in Slovenia, there's this place where Fairy Tale Island is, and it's in Bled, Slovenia. And if you Google Fairy Tale Island, you'll see what it looks like. It's an island with this church on it, so amazing and beautiful. And you must go across to get to the island on a gondola. These gondolas are manned by these men that have been doing this for, it gets handed down from generation to generation. You can't just go there and go, hey, here's my application, can I row the boat to the Fairy Tale Island? It doesn't happen that way. And what I found out, which was so amazing, when you go to this Fairy Tale Island, as you get in this boat, people's energy, they're coming in from all these different places, their energy's all, wonky and wigged out, but the guardian in this boat, whether people realize it or not, is raising your vibration to match the island before you get to this little magical fairy island, where there's lots of fairies there, by the way. So there's lots of these really cool recharging stations. When you come back from that island, you're just buzzing. It's just really magical and very cool. Another recharging station in the world are the sunflower fields in Spain. We had gone through many heavy vibrational places, and I needed to get recharged. We had rented a car for the week in Spain, and we drove through all these different places. And as you come into Spain in this area that's called Costa del Sol, as far as you can see, up and around and down, are all these sunflower fields. And my husband, who knows me, I'm like, can we pull over? Can we pull over? I need to get over there. I want to get in that field. And he's like, yes, whatever, we will. So we found a place, and I hung out in this sunflower field for 15 minutes while the bees were buzzing around. All the bumblebees were like kissing the sunflowers, and it was just the most high vibrational thing. I just could feel everything just going, anchor this light. It was so amazing. So give yourself the gift of finding recharging stations around the world. Another one is Muir Woods, M-U-I-R Woods. And it's where all these huge guardians are, these redwood trees who have been anchoring this space on this earth, holding this energy of sacred wisdom on this earth. So when you go there, you feel magic, you feel wonder. It's totally amazing. So find these recharging stations so that you can manage your energy, because you are, as we are all awakening and expanding our hearts, and we see the bigger picture that we're all connected and we're doing this work out in the world, there's more work to be done than if you're unconscious to energy. But once you start connecting into energy, it's very important to stay connected into the energy that you want. And you can all make the choice of connecting into the fear vibration if you want to feel that way. That's fine. But I really do think that all of you here today have had enough illuminations on all of that. I certainly have. And so when you have this yearning to get back into your divinity and who it is you came here to be, you will find that you want to find peace, and you want to spread love and light out in the world, and you want to have all these sacred encounters and sacred places in the world to recharge your energy, honor the earth, honor other souls. It's quite magical. So I met a woman in Bradenton, Florida, who was a waitress for us, and when she came to the table, my granddaughter Haley and I were there, she had these fairy ears. And you'll know when you see a fairy because they usually have pointed ears. So they have just like this fairy kind of energy. Other different kind of fairy beings have different shaped ears, but you'll know because a lot of the times that's one of the distinctive characteristics that you bring out so that you can help identify each other. So when she came to our table, she was older, probably like 70-ish, 75. And I said, hi, how you doing? My name's Molly. And so we started talking, and she started talking. And she said, yeah, I'm a grandmother, and I'm taking care of my 2 grandchildren. They're both under the age of 5. So here's a grandmother who is not only taking care of them, but she is their fairy grandmother. She is the guardian of these children because both of the parents are not in the picture. And as she was talking, she did not complain once, which is why her energy was so amazing. It almost made me cry when I was talking to her, and I said, I am so honored to meet you. I am so honored. I said, do you know that you are a fairy grandmother? And she goes, I love fairies. I've always loved fairies. What do you mean I'm a fairy grandmother? I'm like, I'm like, you are. Look at your ears. Look at my ears. See how they're, I'm like, so we started talking about this, and I could tell, then she lit me up, and I lit her up. And the magical element in her life is that she has stepped into her purpose. So your purpose is all sorts of different things. It doesn't mean you have to go and speak in front of millions of people. It might be you are only asked to raise two little wonderful beings that they need to stay lit up so the world doesn't put all this stuff on them. They need to just feel love. And that is what you have contracted to do here, is be their fairy grandmother. So when you step into your purpose, it might, if you remove the ego, it doesn't look like clashing of cymbals and everything in light. It looks like love. So the thing that I knew immediately that she stepped into her purpose is she didn't give her energy away to complaining. I did not hear once of her saying, my son did this and my daughter-in-law did that and I can't believe that they can't get this together. None of that. She just said, these are my two little angel children that I'm taking care of. These, she's basically their custodian. So now that I've brought in the fairy energy, I would like to quickly do what I've done the last couple of times I've been here, and it's very amazing. I have these little shells that we found in Naples. My granddaughter and I embed energy. We call these little portals, they're little gifts. So we paint them with 3 different colors many times, and each time we infuse them and embed joy and love into these little shells. So I have these shells to hand out. I also have what I call magical pixie dust. If you want to infuse love and joy into your being, and you're ready to accept that into your heart, all you have to do is come up. This only takes a couple minutes for all of us. We'll sprinkle a little in your hand, and you just hold that in your hand. We'll give you a little shell that you can choose, and I will do what I call angel whispering. I've been doing this at retreats and workshops where I will just give you one message in your ear to go into your heart to infuse you with love and send you off on a wave of light. So if anyone, it's totally optional, but if anyone would like a little pixie pouch, pixie dust infusion, come on up at this time. And the beautiful... all just close our eyes for a moment and just feel the love that is emanating and vibrating around this room. And let us just be custodians of our energy and send this light out throughout the earth, throughout the world. Send this light down through your feet every time you walk, so that you are a walking lighthouse, so that you are a beacon of light. And when all souls come in front of your presence, all they see is light. All they reflect back to them is the love reflecting from your eyes to theirs. Light souls up. Let them feel their brilliance. They are as brilliant as you and I. We are all shining stars on this earth. And in one moment, we can all light up our hearts, so if you would all do that now, and send it all across this room to each heart in this room, connecting with each soul. And create this vortex of love as it swirls around each one of us now and creates a vortex of light as we shoot this light up out through the top of this building and down into the center of this earth and back into our hearts and out to the universe. It is expansive, it is infinite. May you all carry this love within your hearts from this moment in time forever across all time and space and dimensions. And all people said awesome together. 1, 2, 3.